I'm John Miglash of the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a good one. But first, as usual, something a little silly.
Let me make this clear. There is no, and
Canned
I mean
laughter.
zero, connection between the coronavirus and this perfectly refreshing, great tasting, germ-free Corona beer.
I knew that. Doesn't taste that great. It's kind of watery.
Why'd you guys name your beer after a virus? That's dumb.
We didn't. We named our beer first. The reason we have the same name is because Corona means crown in Spanish. See the crown?
Oh, so you're like the king of viruses.
No, stay with me, please, okay? Again, there's no connection between Corona beer and the coronavirus.
How many cases are there?
Of the beer? Millions.
Sounds like a pandemic.
No, again, you're conflating two different things.
How will I know if I have the beer?
I guess check in your refrigerator or your hand?
I have the beer now. Does this mean I'm sick?
Absolutely not.
Why should I trust you?
Well, I'm the CEO of the company.
What if you're a ghost?
I'm alive, I'm not a ghost.
So I'm the ghost.
There's no ghost! Sorry, I just...
That's kind of the way it goes with consumers and advertising. And, oh, by the way, if you come out and say, I am not the coronavirus, not is gone. People picture this is the coronavirus. Just want to tell you how our brains work. And from that point, we're going on to the new .com bubble, online advertising. This is a great article, and I just reached out to Moritz, and I'm not sure how I pronounce that, and he can't pronounce my last name either, so we're probably even. But anyway, it's just a great article, and it kind of features this Mel Kazmarin and some other guys, and then they met with he was the president of Viacom, and he wanted to know how, because they were selling, they sell millions or billions of dollars of advertising, regular advertising, like TV advertising, and they wanted to know about digital advertising. Okay, that was kind of the shtick, 2003. And so they meet with the Google people who are selling advertisements, and the Google people tell them it's highly measurable. We know that if you spend X dollars on ads, you'll get Y dollars in revenues. So the CEO of Viacom was horrified, and he said, "I'm selling 25 billion in advertising a year. Why would I want anyone to know what works and what doesn't?" He says, "You just buy the ad and you take your chances." And advertising guru Don Draper says, "For more than a century, advertising was an art, not a science. Hard data didn't exist." Which isn't exactly true if you read David Ogilvy's book. There are ways to get it, but most people didn't want it. And I've shared that with you again. So now today we no longer live in an age of madmen, but an age of math men. Have you heard that kind of talk before? But is any of it real? What do we really know about the effectiveness of digital advertising? In 2018, more than $273 billion was spent on digital ads globally. Google getting $116 billion of it. Okay, so almost half of it went to Google, and another fifth of it went to Facebook. Okay, and here's the crisscross where TV is going, and of course coronavirus kicked TV up a lot. But digital, of course these are projections, but so far they're just meeting up here. And, everybody's saying, well, now we're so good at this. We're so good at the ad game on digital that we can predict what you'll do. We can guess what you'll buy next. We can program you to do as we say, to do our bidding. Not me, probably, but you. Probably you can be programmed. And so it's only a matter of time before the big data systems understand humans much better than we understand ourselves. That's the game. And of course, that's essential because, as I've pointed out to you, I can't predict my behavior in the next 15 minutes or something. What I will buy on eBay today, no guess. I have things I'm thinking about buying, but I've been thinking about buying a new revolver. And I haven't done that ever, I have to say. But I was looking at them, you know, Smith & Wesson 38 Special. Cool. Human beings will lose the will to will. And this belief is as wrong as it is popular. That's the point of this article. And this is only the digital perspective of how wrong this is. But I wrote to the author of this article just now, and I said, would you like a part 2? Would you like the second part of this article? And of course, I'm going to send him to scientificadvertising.com, where he can read a book from 100 years ago that tells about how direct mail has answered all these questions, is totally measurable. And so anyway, the former Facebook engineer said, the best minds of my generation are thinking about how to make people click on ads. Okay, but here comes the good part. We're getting to the good part. Okay. So a market of $250 billion governed by irrationality without knowables. Even the biggest sets don't always provide insights. This is what people were suspecting. They were telling him that. People who'd been at Google, people who'd been at Facebook are saying it doesn't really work. Steve Tadelis, this is a good guy. He's a professor of economics, University of Cal Berkeley. I'm gonna ask Scott Adams if he can get me in touch with that guy. He went. eBay asked him to come out and check out what they were doing. And he used was told they were using a proprietary transformation function and had 25 years of experience. Sounds like me, doesn't it? 25 years of modeling? Right. That's why it's really hard for me, because everybody's got good stories. And what he realized was that it was only a clever disguise of garden variety statistics. And really, all it was a correlation. It said, and you can't really see the blue dots, but there's lots of blue dots here, and they drew a line through it. And they said, well, the more we advertise, the more our sales go up. And the more our sales go up, the more we advertise. They didn't say that part. And he thought, this is garbage. This is garbage. Causation and correlation is not I watched some of Joe Biden's live streaming out last night, and I thought, I'm not doing so bad, but today I'm a mess. Causation and correlation are not the same. Okay, what we work on is causal variables. We isolate causal variables. That's what we're about. We want to see the impact of a variable. We don't want to just see that there's a correlation. That is the trouble here. Okay, and here's the bottom line. Luigi's Pizzeria hires 3 teenagers to hand out coupons to passers-by. After a few weeks of flyering, one of the 3 turns out to be a marketing genius. Customers keep showing up with coupons distributed by this particular kid. The other 2 can't make any sense of how he does it. Then they ask him, and he explains, I stand in the waiting area of the pizzeria. Right? I'm out in the parking lot handing it to people who are coming in. Genius! And that is called a selection effect. This is people who would have done it anyway. Get in touch with me. I'm going to try and keep this under 10 minutes for a change. Get in touch with me, and I'll send you this article with my highlights if you like. That would be good. And you can understand how big data doesn't help you, and digital advertising is basically untrackable and unmeasurable, and why people love it and don't want to find out the truth. That's further down in the article. I'm John Miglautsch. Like and share. Your friends will think you're smart. Bye-bye.